Despite whatever people say, happiness takes a lot of practice. It is definitely an acquired skill, and there's a reason why all the top successful people like Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, like they're all super happy. It's because they've mastered all the things that make you happy. They have a bunch of gratitude. They have a bunch of perspective. They know how lucky they are. All these things are things that make them happy. I want to go ahead and I want to go ahead and address all those things in today's videos, because all these tips that I've learned from a book called Psycho-Cybernetics has helped me a lot when it comes to gaining clarity on why at certain times I feel much more lower, I feel more depressed, I feel more sad despite having so much success. And ever since I started practicing these things, it gave me a lot of perspective, and it has allowed me to maintain a much more balanced lifestyle where the highs aren't as high and the lows aren't as low. It's more sort of normal, and everything's just much more stable, because every time when things get bad, I really go back to where I started, where I came from, and I really give myself perspective and look at the bright side. And when things are super good, I double down, I work more, and I don't really take it in fully. Like, I really celebrate it. But I do know that as things go up, there's going to be a dip, and I'm 100% prepared for it. So now I'm on the PowerPoint. Pretty cool, right? Like I can look at the text. I like this cool setup. Triggering happiness. So the habit of being happy enables one to be freed, or largely freed, from the domination of outwards conditions. So happiness occurs with the lack of unhappiness. So that's a super interesting way to see it, because if you think about it, that's super true. The only times that you're super happy are when all your worries and all your problems are solved. So when are we unhappy? When we choose to be angry, upset, react to the missing bus, react to the traffic jam. So we choose to be unhappy. We choose to be angry at all these issues. Like, I chose to be pissed that my hard drive crashed and I lost all this important data. Like, I chose to feel that way. Like, I could literally just like not worry and be like, it is what it is. And when the unhappiness no longer exists, happiness can come. Next, if you choose not to react to bad situations, the happiness will come. So you want to create a habit out of this. Every time something bad happens, see the bright side of things. Next is when you feel undesirable feeling tones, immediately concentrate on positive imagery, and the negative feelings will just eventually evaporate. So whenever things are bad, really just focus on those happy thoughts, those happy memories, and your unhappiness will just slowly fade away. So these are the things that you want to do to trigger happiness, and you want to make a habit out of it. Next is the happiness habit. So you form the habit of reacting aggressively and positively towards threats and problems. Form the habit of keeping goal-oriented all the time, regardless of whatever happens. Do this by practicing a positive aggressive attitude, both in actual everyday situations which come up and also with your imagination. So for example, I'm filming this video, I'm gonna go ahead and pour an aggressive amount of happiness into this video, and you wanna do that with every single thing you do. And what that does is when things are bad, you're able to draw that positive energy with ease because it's a habit that you created. So lastly is you want to see yourself leading to threats, meeting them, dealing with them, grappling with them in an aggressive and intelligent manner. So every time there's problems and issues that come, you want to aggressively deal with it, and you don't want to just sit back and be like, man, life sucks. No, you want to attack it, and you just want to kill it. And my lips are swollen because I got like massive ulcers by the way. It's getting better, but that's why my lips look swollen, if you guys notice. But you want to attack issues aggressively, and you don't want to be proactive and sort of let these issues just fade away, because they won't. Next, triggering relaxation. This is super important. Like, remember, occasionally throughout the day, you want to remember in detail a sensation of relaxation. Remember the moments of relaxation, lying in bed, watching a sunset, cruising in your car. So when things are tough, or just throughout the day, just, visualize how amazing certain things were. And just do that throughout your day. Like I just did it then. I was just visualizing me in this amazing villa in Phuket, Thailand. It was off this mountain and it was just so relaxing. And you want to make a habit of doing this because happiness is something that you could trigger, and you want to mentally repeat to yourself several times throughout the day, I feel more and more relaxed. I feel more and more relaxed. I feel more and more relaxed. And you want to practice remembering to do this every single day. Now, another thing, this is super important. Happiness requires problems. Happiness requires problems plus a mental attitude that's ready to meet the distress with actions towards a solution. So looking back on my own life, I can see that some of the happiest years were the late nights where I was testing 5 products a day on my online dropshipping store. I was staying up to 2 a.m. and I was just grinding it out every single day. Like those were the happiest years. I was in this tiny office all on my own. I was sleeping super late, and I had a goal and I had a consuming desire to reach it, and a determined persistence that kept me working towards it. So yeah, happiness requires problems that you have to overcome, because that's what life is. If there wasn't any problems, life would be very boring and very unsatisfying, and you wouldn't be happy. Next, happiness does not live in the future but in the present. This is a mistake that a lot of people make. We are always looking forward to being happy, but this never happens. Like people are always thinking, when this happens, I'll be happy. When I get the car, I'll be happy. When I accomplish this task, I'll be happy. But the truth is, if you cannot be happy now, when those things happen, you will not be happy. So you don't want to live a tough life now to enjoy in the future, which is true to a point. Like you want to be able to do things now so that your future will be better. But you want to be enjoying the now. So you want to have a bit of both. You want to have the mindset that when success will come, that you embrace it rather than putting it off again for the next future. Like what if you get that car and you're like, I'm not gonna embrace it because I'm waiting for that next car. You get that next car, this is pretty cool, but I'm not gonna fully embrace it because I'm waiting for the next car. That's a trap that you don't want to get into, and you want to have a bit of both. You want to not only really embrace the now, but really plan for the future and take losses now so that in the future you will have massive gains. Now, focusing on the now. You want to practice taking no anxious thoughts of tomorrow. Like just focusing on what you have planned for the day rather than thinking of what you're doing tomorrow, because there's literally no point thinking about what you can or cannot do tomorrow, because all that matters is the present. So you want to give all your attention to the present moment. Form a habit of consciously pulling your mind to the present moment and focusing on the task at hand. Do not look past today. By living today, you'll make the most within your power to make tomorrow much better. That's sort of why it's so powerful to focus on the now, because the more you do, tomorrow is just going to be much better. So don't focus in anything. Like there's a rule. Do not worry or think about anything past the 24 hours that you're given on today. Next, popular people love themselves. As narcissistic as it sounds, they see themselves as being liked, wanted, acceptable, and able individuals. They have a high degree of acceptance of themselves as they are, and they have a feeling of oneness with others, and they have a rich store of information and knowledge. Like what you feel about yourself is exactly what other people will see from you. If you think that you're a very likable person, other people would think the exact same way. If you think that you're very confident and comfortable with yourself and self-confident person, other people are going to sense the exact same thing. So that's something pretty cool. Like whatever you want, if you want to be popular, believe that you're popular and really embrace it, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Next, everyone loves babies. I want to explain why. The reason why everyone loves babies is because there's no superficiality, no phoniness, no hypocrisy. In baby's language, there's only crying or cooing, and the baby expresses his or her real feelings. They say what they mean, and they're certainly honest. And that's sort of why they're so likable. And if you sort of look at people like David Dobrik, the reason why he's so popular is because he's just so honest. He's just so him. He's just himself. So the tip is you want to be yourself, and babies have no qualms about expressing themselves, and that's exactly why they're so likable, and that's exactly why David Dobrik is so likable, because they're just themselves and they're not trying to be someone else. They're not trying to be cool. Like, they're just goofy, they're authentic, and they're just like a baby that everyone loves. I'm not saying that David Dobrik is a baby. I'm saying that he has this sort of innocent, youthful, really authentic vibe to him, and that's why everyone likes him. Goal striving equals youth. So do you ever wonder how actors and actresses look far younger than their years? The reason is because these people need to be young. This leads to an interest in maintaining their appearance, and they simply do not give up on the goal of staying as young as possible for as long as possible. If you put in effort and care to look young, you're gonna look young. If you put in effort and care to have better skin, you're gonna have better skin. Meaning, like, things are controllable. Like, people think age is not controllable, looks and appearance are not controllable. If you put in effort into looking after those things are gonna improve. Lastly, as people age, they lose their goals, competitive nature, and creativity. And when people lose those things, they start aging much, much faster, and they start losing their youth. Like, women age much faster the moment they leave the workforce. So this is a pretty crazy tip. Like, it sort of makes sense. People who are always striving for that's why Jeff Bezos looks so young. Elon Musk actually looks pretty young, even though sometimes he looks unhealthy or chubby or whatever, but he's pretty young and youthful at heart. Warren Buffett is insanely young for his age. His partner Charlie Munger, like, these people are goal striving, and hence they look. Mark Zuckerberg looks like a baby, but I think he's like, let's see how old he is. Dude, he's 36 years old and he looks like he's 25. Like, it makes sense. When you're goal striving, you're just much more young, you're just more youthful, and yeah, that's a pretty cool tip that I want to end this video with. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Definitely something more different. I want to do more of these mindset content because this is definitely something that I'm working on. I'm getting to a point where in order to hit 7 figures consistently, it's all about mindset. It's all about working on myself, because if I get that done, I'm going to be able to get so much more work done. I'm going to be able to be more consistent. I'm going to be able to have longer periods of intense work without burning out. And that's exactly why I'm focusing so much on all this mindset content. And I just want to share every single little thing I learned to you guys completely for free, and you guys can skip the hours and hours of research that I have to personally do. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. All I ask is for you to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a comment below. On that topic, let's go ahead and announce last video's winners for $1,000 worth of courses or consulting course with me. The winner's here. If you guys want to qualify, all you have to do is drop a comment below, follow me on Instagram, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. I'll be picking the best comment every single video. Other than that, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Question of the day: do you have any strategies that make you happy? Is it watching? One of the things I do, I have a playlist of motivational videos. Like, that's something that keeps me happy. Drop your tips below, because I want everyone sharing their tips on how to become more happy, because that's definitely an issue that everyone's having in this 21st century, and I want to cure that issue with more and more content just like this. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time and effort into watching this video. I just want to say thank you, and I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow with more value. Peace.